A Starlit Journey, The Kitten and the Magical Lantern, draws readers into a whimsical narrative that melds innocence and adventure within a luminous, metaphorical landscape. Introduction to A Starlit Journey serves as a symbolic prelude to this enchanting tale, setting the stage for an exploration of wonder, discovery, and the transformative power of light. This segment introduces the audience to a world where the mundane collides with the extraordinary. A kitten, representing curiosity and vulnerability, embarks on an odyssey aided by a magical lantern that illuminates paths, both literal and figurative. The significance of this introduction lies in its ability to encapsulate the story's central theme, the quest for understanding and self-discovery through the guidance of mystical elements. By framing the journey with starlit imagery, the narrative evokes a sense of timelessness and universality, suggesting that even the smallest, most unassuming creatures can embark on profound adventures. This section is crucial as it beautifully sets the tone for the story's unfolding, promising readers a blend of fantasy and existential inquiry. In real-world terms, consider the human experiences of exploration and enlightenment. Much like the kitten, individuals often encounter moments of uncertainty, guided by metaphorical lanterns, whether in the form of mentors, pivotal life events, or newfound knowledge. For instance, the way a lighthouse guides ships through treacherous waters parallels the lantern's role in navigating unknown terrains. Similarly, the lantern can be likened to education or insight, illuminating the darkness of ignorance and leading us towards personal growth. Opinions in support of this narrative construct argue that stories like these encourage a sense of wonder and inspire readers to embark on their own journeys of discovery. They underscore the importance of imagination and curiosity as catalysts for learning and growth. However, potential challenges to this concept might include skepticism from those who favor more realistic or straightforward storytelling. Critics could argue that such fantastical elements might distract rather than enhance one's understanding of personal development. This introductory segment seamlessly ties into the broader narrative by establishing the kitten's initial step toward transformation. It reinforces the theme that journeys, especially those embarked upon with innocence and openness, can lead to unforeseen revelations. The Starlit Journey influences the story's progression by symbolizing the passage not only through physical space, but also through stages of personal development, intertwining the kitten's adventure with universal human experiences of exploration and self-discovery. In the whimsical tale of A Starlit Journey, The Kitten and the Magical Lantern, the discovery of the magical lantern by the kitten serves as a pivotal moment that propels the narrative forward. This discovery is not merely about stumbling upon an enchanted object. It signifies the onset of an adventure filled with wonder and the promise of transformation. The magical lantern, a symbol of guidance, light, and mystery, is central to the kitten's journey, representing the potential for growth and the unveiling of hidden possibilities within the world and within oneself. The significance of the kitten's discovery of the magical lantern is manifold. Firstly, it serves as the catalyst for the journey, awakening the dormant courage and curiosity within the kitten. The lantern illuminates both physical paths and metaphysical insights, guiding the kitten through a world that blends the mundane with the magical. This discovery highlights themes of exploration and self-discovery, urging both the kitten and the audience to reflect on the power of curiosity and the transformative effect of embracing the unknown. Consider the lantern as akin to a mentor in a hero's journey, offering wisdom and shedding light on truths that are otherwise obscured. In real-world contexts, we see similar motifs in storytelling where objects or guides lead protagonists to enlightenment, such as the compass in Pirates of the Caribbean, that directs its holder to their heart's desire, or the alethiometer in His Dark Materials, which reveals hidden truths. Support for this concept often comes from literary critics who argue that such magical elements in stories encourage audiences to explore deeper meanings and foster imagination, creating a space where reality and fantasy coexist, thus making the narrative more engaging and meaningful. However, some might argue that reliance on magical objects as narrative devices can detract from character development, suggesting that protagonists might achieve the same growth through their intrinsic abilities rather than external aids. Another perspective posits that focusing on fantasy elements
could potentially overshadow the story's emotional and moral intricacies. Yet, in connecting to the main storyline, the kitten's interaction with the magical lantern continually influences the progression of events.
It not only shapes the kitten's decisions and actions, but also introduces other mystical elements into the narrative, enriching the whimsical world with new layers of complexity. As the kitten's understanding of its power unfolds, the lantern becomes more than a mere guide. It becomes a reflection of the kitten's inner journey, mirroring how light discovered within can lead to the realization of one's potential. Through the lantern, we witness the interplay of enchantment and reality, driving the narrative towards a horizon of endless possibilities. Embarking on the adventure, setting the scene, is a pivotal introduction to the narrative of A Starlit Journey, the Kitten and the Magical Lantern. This concept defines the initial phase of an adventure where the context and environment are established, setting the stage for the unfolding story. It's akin to the opening brushstrokes on a canvas, necessary for painting the full picture, and serves as the foundation upon which the entire journey is built. The significance of setting the scene cannot be overstated. It is during this phase that the audience is introduced to the characters, primarily the kitten and the magical lantern in this story, and the world they inhabit. This initial setup helps in developing an emotional connection with the protagonist, creating empathy and curiosity about their journey. By vividly describing the surroundings and atmosphere, the audience is transported into the realm of imagination, an essential component in engaging storytelling. In literature and film, setting the scene can be illustrated through J.R.R. Tolkien's The Hobbit, where the Shire is described in rich detail, grounding readers in the world before Bilbo Baggins embarks on his quest. Another example is in the movie Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, where the depiction of the Dursleys' mundane household contrasts sharply with the magical world Harry is about to enter, heightening anticipation and wonder. Supporters of this narrative technique argue that without a well-established scene, stories can feel ungrounded and characters may lack depth. A meticulously crafted beginning allows for a seamless transition into the story's core adventure, enhancing the audience's engagement and investment in the character's journey. However, some alternative viewpoints suggest that excessive focus on setting the scene can lead to a slow start, risking a loss of interest if not balanced with action or intrigue. This has led to a debate about how much scene setting is necessary before diving into the plot. Ultimately, setting the scene in A Starlit Journey influences and enriches other aspects of the story by providing a backdrop against which subsequent events gain their meaning and resonance. As the kitten and the lantern navigate their magical journey, the initial setting provides context and reference, ensuring that the audience understands the stakes involved and the growth that occurs throughout the adventure. In essence, it lays the groundwork for the narrative, guiding the audience through a seamless and immersive storytelling experience. The Enchanted Realm and its mysteries introduces a captivating concept within A Starlit Journey, the Kitten and the Magical Lantern. This realm represents a mystical world that exists parallel to the one we know, imbued with magic, wonder, and a feeling of infinite potential. It serves as the setting where our protagonists embark on their adventures, and its mysteries are the key to unlocking deeper truths about courage, friendship, and self-discovery. This realm's allure lies in its unpredictability and the endless possibilities it offers, encapsulating the essence of curiosity and exploration.
In the larger context of the story, the Enchanted Realm is pivotal. It is here that the kitten, guided by the magical lantern, learns about the power of believing in oneself and others, which is the crux of the narrative. The charm of this realm symbolizes the journey everyone must undertake to find meaning and purpose, making it a metaphor for personal growth and enlightenment.
One real-world application of this concept is in literature, where enchanted realms often serve as the backdrop for narratives that tackle complex themes. Books like The Chronicles of Narnia by C.S. Lewis use such realms to explore morality, courage, and the battle between good and evil. Another example is the video game industry, where games like the Legend of Zelda series invite players into fantastical worlds filled with quests, encouraging problem-solving and creativity. Critics often praise mystical settings for their ability to transport readers and audiences to places where imagination reigns supreme. However, some argue that reliance on magical elements can detract from the realism or relatability of a story, suggesting that fantasy can serve as an escape rather than a confrontation of real-world issues. The potential challenges with enchanted realms include over-reliance on tropes or cliches within fantasy settings, which can result in predictable or repetitive storytelling. Alternatively, skeptics might question if these elements provide any valuable reflections on reality or trivialize real human experiences. In the end, the enchanted realm is not an isolated concept, but a driving force that unfolds the narrative in surprising ways.
It connects deeply with other elements of the story, such as the development of the kitten's character and the overarching theme that magic, while enchanting,